Hey everyone, Joe at Small Home Off-Grid Prepping. Welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to be getting into batteries for solar. I'm going to explain what's parallel, what's series, how you take 12 volt batteries and make them 24 volts, 36 volts. What are your features and advantages and benefits to that, over 12 volts to 36 volts and 24 volts. Same thing with your panels, okay? Your panels can get wired the same way. If you have 12 volt panels, you can take two panels together and make them 24 volts. Three panels, you can make 36 volts. They do sell panels that are 24 volts, that are 36 volts, but if you have 12 volt panels and you want to wire them up to be 24 volt panels, well, that can be done. That is called series. So first I'm going to get into parallel, okay? Parallel, as you see here, when I take these two batteries and I check this battery right here, this is 12 volts. I can't see this, but you guys could. So this battery is 12 volts over here by itself. But now I've connected these two over here, and now I've turned this into 24 volts, okay? And these are 12 volt, 101 amp hour batteries. I'm not going to get into that in this video here. That's going to fall under our next video, which is load calculations. We're going to show you how to calculate your loads in your house, your refrigerator, your AC, all that, to size up your solar system as well. If you guys want to learn that, subscribe, hit the notification button. When that video comes out, then you guys will see, and like I said, that'll be on load calculations. So today we're really just talking about wiring, series, parallel, and all that. So to wire these batteries up in parallel, what I'm doing is I'm taking this 101 amp hour battery, okay, and I'm going to join it with this 101 amp battery in what's called parallel. That will make this a 202 amp battery, okay? It will not increase the voltage. This will stay 12 volts, that's it. But by wiring these batteries together, now I'm increasing the wattage and the storage capacity, okay? So they will last longer. If this one battery by itself would run a 12 volt light bulb for 6 hours, by joining these two together in parallel, they'll now run them for 12 hours, okay? And if I add a third one together in parallel, it's now 18 hours. So each time I add a battery, I'm increasing my storage capacity, but I'm also increasing my wattage, okay? So if I wanted to run something like, say, a refrigerator, and a refrigerator, I don't know, takes 1800 watts, okay? These batteries are 1200 watt batteries each, and again, I'll get into that with load calculations, explaining how you can figure out your batteries and everything from there. But if I have an 1800 watt refrigerator and I want to run that refrigerator on a power inverter for solar, it will not run on a 1200 watt battery, okay? However, if I take two 1200 watt batteries and combine them together in parallel, I now have 2400 watts. So now that 2400 watts will run that 1800 watt refrigerator, okay? So that is parallel. In parallel, when we wire these, we're increasing storage capacity, we're increasing wattage, but we're not increasing voltage. They will remain 12 volts. That's it. And again, if you guys want to see the video on load calculations, it's going to be coming out really soon. I'd say really within a week I should have that video out. So go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification buttons. That's when we're going to get more into how you size up your solar, how you calculate how much does my refrigerator take, how much does my AC take, and you can combine these together, okay, and know exactly what you're going to need for panels and all that. But that will be in the next video. But this is parallel. It's very, very simple how you put them. All you do is take the positive from this battery, connect it to the positive of that battery, and the positive of this battery. Take the negative from this battery, connect it to the negative on this battery, and the negative on that battery. So now what I've done is I've increased my storage capacity, I've increased my wattage. I now have with these three batteries, which I have more, I have 5 total, but I just broke these 3 out for now. But I would now have 3600 watts, okay? So that means I can run a 3600 watt device. If there's something I needed to run that takes 3600 watts, these three combined together in parallel will run that. However, one 1200 watt battery by itself will not run that, okay? So that is parallel, very, very simple. Okay, so series. What is series? What is wiring this up in series here? So series, what happens if I were to take these two batteries here and wire them together in what's called series, now as you see here, increasing my voltage. I've now gone from 12 volts to 24 volts, okay? And I can't see the meter. It's probably 24 and change, might even be 25, I don't know, but you guys get the point, okay? So I've joined these two together in series, and I've now increased the voltage. What I've not done, though, is I've not increased the storage capacity, and I've not increased the wattage. These two wired together in series will remain 101 amp hours. They will remain combined together, even though this is 1200 watts and this is 1200 watts. They will not be 2400 watts, okay? They will remain 1200 watts, and you also will not increase the storage capacity like we talked about in parallel. If I had a same light bulb that was running on 12 volts, now let's say I have the light bulb running on 24 volts, and I connect it to this battery, it will not run for 12 hours. Okay, with 2 batteries, it will still only run for 6 hours. So I'm not increasing my wattage and I am not increasing my storage capacity, but I am increasing my voltage. Okay, so again, in the load calculations, we'll get into why you would want to do something like that. I know it's like, okay, in parallel, I'm doubling the amount of power I have, but in series, I get twice the voltage, but I don't get twice the amount of power. It won't last twice as long with 2 batteries. It would still last the same thing that 1 battery would. Okay, so that is series. That is wiring up in series. Again, you're increasing voltage, and again, in the load calculations, I'll get into that. But for now, we're just talking about wiring batteries in different voltages. But now, if I were to take the 3rd battery, as you see here, which I've already wired these things together, so we can save a little time on this video here. So now, if I take this and I connect these 2 down here, now you see I have 36 volts, okay? But I still have only 1200 watts. I've combined 3 batteries together that are 1200 watts each. I don't have 3600 watts, and I don't have 3 times the amount of power that will come out on this. If I'm running something 36 volts, it's still only going to last as long as what 1 battery would at 12 volts. That's it. So I'm not increasing my time. I would have to join multiple batteries together in series and in parallel, okay? So, like I said, we're going to get into load calculations. Subscribe, hit the notification button. Again, I should have that video out probably within about a week or so, which would be a little more informative. As far as this goes, what we're talking about today, if you guys have any questions, comment down below. I can't cover a lot in one video. We try to, watch our time on these videos here. So, but if you guys have any questions, like I said, comment. If you like the content that we're talking about today, go ahead and like it. And subscribe, hit the notification button. You guys will see when that next video comes out. So that is wire in series, okay? So we've talked about series, we've talked about parallel. What is parallel series, okay? Parallel series is very, very simple, okay? In parallel series, all you're going to do is, let's say that we want multiple batteries at 24 volts, okay? All you're going to do is wire 2 batteries together in series, right? Then you wire 2 more batteries in series. But now you want to join these to get double the storage capacity. Remember, this is a 1200 watt battery and this is 1200 watt, but in series that will not change. They stay 1200 watts. So I take another battery bank and make another 1200 watts out of 2, so now I have 4 batteries, okay? So now what I want to do is I'm going to connect these together in parallel. They've first been wired together in series, and now we're going to connect them in what's called parallel. So now I'm going to take these 2 batteries here, which I connect the positive and the negative on these 2, and that gives me 24 volts, okay? So now I'm going to take the same 2 battery packs that I did the same thing, and I'm going to connect them. I have another 2 sets of batteries putting out 24 volts. So now what I'm going to do is take the negative from this one and connect it to the negative of that one over there, the same battery banks I have here, the positive from this one to the positive of that one. Okay, so now what I've done is now I am increasing my storage capacity because I'm running in parallel again. So I connect them in series, do not increase the storage capacity, but we do increase the voltage. But now I take 2 sets of batteries that have been wired in series. These are 1200 watts, so now when I turn around and connect 2 more to them, yes, now they do become 2400 watts, okay? So I'm increasing, so now I have 2400 watts at 24 volts by connecting these 2 battery banks. And same thing, okay, when we talked about that light bulb earlier that would only run for 6 hours because it's 24 volts, now I've doubled my capacity. Now that will run for 12 hours, okay? So that is basically series, parallel series. There's not a real lot to these things. Again, if you have any questions, I can't cover a lot on these videos. Go ahead and comment down on the bottom, and I'll respond to your comments, answer your questions the best that I could. We again are coming out with load calculations. And I keep bringing that up because this is only showing you how to connect the batteries. The big thing is going to be in load calculations. Different power inverters, they make 12 volt inverters, they make 24 volt inverters. For some of the people watching this, you might not even know what an inverter is. What is an inverter? Well, an inverter is going to take DC power that comes out of a battery and turn it into AC power, which is what your house is. So again, I'm going to be getting into that. If you guys have any questions, comment down below because I can't cover a lot on these videos, but that is basically parallel series, parallel. So solar panels are the same thing. Okay, you see here I've taken a couple panels and these are in the shade. They're not even putting out a lot right now. All right, but when I take these panels here, and where my leads go? Okay, so I take these panels here and I connect this one over here to this one over here. Okay, so these are wired in series, these panels. I've taken the positive from this one and connected it to the negative on this one over here. And as you guys see on the meter over here, now I have, I should be reading somewhere around 39. We're actually in the shade. These in the sun will read a little over 20. In the shade like this, they're about 19 each. Okay, so I should be reading about 38, 39. You guys see this, I don't. That is series, okay? But now if I take the same panel over here and just connect these leads over here, All right, well now you see it's back to a regular panel, okay? It's putting out 20 volts, which 20 volts is a 12 volt panel. We have to use a charge controller to reduce that. If you guys saw my last video, I talked about the charge controllers and everything like that. If you haven't seen the last video on solar, when I explained the basics of solar, you know, the simplicity of how it works, then just at the end of the video, click this thumbnail up above over here, and now the video will start over there. So that is parallel series and parallel series. There is not a lot to it. Next video we'll be getting in again to load calculations. After the load calculations, we'll be starting a video on power inverters. What are power inverters, different inverters, when would you want, you know, just basically to help you guys get your setup there. In load calculations, you guys will learn how do I calculate how much my refrigerator is going to take in 1 hour. I want to run my refrigerator for 24 hours, so how do I know how much power it will take for 1 hour? Same thing with an AC unit. How do I know how much my AC unit will burn in 1 hour so I can properly match up my system to have that amount of electric? Okay, so that will be coming out in load calculations. From there, like I said, will be another one on power inverters, also charge controllers. So again, subscribe, hit the notification buttons. You guys will see all the different videos. We have a series of videos coming out on solar because though solar is very, very simple, there is some complex ends to it, putting it all together there. So basically, guys, that is it. Again, very, very simple. Parallel series, parallel and series. That's it, guys. Have a great day.